Hi, today I'm on the outskirts of the Adden Country Park in Aberdeenshire and I'm going in to recce out a stealth camp. Now the stealth camp I'm going to do is for the Stealth Camping Alliance Nature Challenge, and the plan is to go in and put out a load of trail cameras and then camp up a tree. Yeah, that's right, up a tree. Now the plan is to come back later under the cover of darkness and get into position. So first of all, I've got to go and check out that it's actually doable, but also it'll give me a chance to show you in the daylight, or what's left of it, where I'm going to be camping, because the actual body of the camp is probably going to be done with infrared cameras, because this park is very busy through the day, but I also think it's got security at night. So there's going to be no torches, no cooking, I don't think. And I'll be using an IR lamp and an IR camera to record myself. So anyway, I shall spin the camera around and I'll show you the walk-in. Now it's going to be really busy with dog walkers and children. But anyway, here we go. Okay, so that's me pretty much at the tree I intend to sleep up. So there's a lot of people about, so I'm going to have to be really cagey about how I show you, but I'm going to spin us around and we'll walk in, and I'll try and keep the commentary low enough so people can't hear me, because I really don't want to be caught before I even started. So here we go. So here we go. There's a tree house up this tree, and it's right next to the old mansion house ruin. I'll show you that in a minute, but I reckon if I can get in here without being spotted tonight, this will make for a great one, as lots of open spaces for the wild animals to come out and me film. So here we go, let's go up and have a look. Let me tell you a little bit about Adden Country Park. Now, Adden Country Park sits smack in the middle of what used to be the Adden Estate. Now, Adden first appears in the history books in the 10th century in the Book of Deer, but we don't really know who owned it then. The first kind of ownership details we have are from the 13th century, when the estate was owned by the very powerful Comyn family. Now, the Comyns were the Earls of Buchan, and they were the noble family that ruled over this area. Now, the Comyns fell out with Robert the Bruce, who went on to become King of Scotland. Over a squabble over who was in line to the throne, Robert the Bruce killed John Comyn at Greyfriars Church in Dumfries, and that set the two families, as enemies. Now, the Comyns sided with the English at Bannockburn, and that didn't pay off too well with them. And eventually what happened was Robert the Bruce disinherited the Comyns and took the estate from them. Now, Bruce gave the estate to another local family, the Keiths, and the Keiths ruled over the Adden estate for hundreds of years. But they too fell foul, and because of their involvement in the first Jacobite rising, the British king took the estate from them, and they too were disinherited in 1715. Now, in 1758, the estate was sold to the Russell family, another powerful local family, and they did most of the work that we know now. They built the mansion house behind me, they built the big horseshoe steading that we saw on the way in, and they built lots of other things, and they continued to improve the estate. It was a massive estate with farm holdings on the outskirts, and it became a very wealthy and profitable estate through the late 1800s. But by the 1930s, the estate was no longer paying its way, and the 8th laird decided to break up the estate and sell it off. Now, many of the buildings fell into ruins, but in 1974, Grampian Regional Council bought a massive plot of the old estate. They used some of it to enlarge the local village Mintlaw, which is kind of just over there, and they decided to use the rest of it to make a big country park that would be open to the public. They also went about restoring some of the old buildings, such as the Horseshoe Steading, but it was decided that the mansion house was too far gone and they would make it safe so people could walk through and see the history. The park has continued to be renewed, and there's some fantastic history here, and it is a wonderful resource that we're really fortunate to have. It's open 24/7, and you can come here and just walk around and enjoy yourself, and it's free to enter. So that's a little bit about where I am. Now, just over there, and I wonder if I can turn the camera, is where I'm planning on sleeping tonight, and I'll show you quickly. So what I intend to do now is pack up and go home, get me dinner and wait for it to go dark, and I intend to come back about 10 o'clock tonight, because I have a feeling that teenagers may hang out in the treehouse in the evenings, and I'm hoping by 10 o'clock they'll have all buggered off and I've got the place to myself. And I'm going to put some trail cameras out around it and see what critters come out at night. So I'll see you in a bit. As you can see, there are cameras with infrared lamps on them here, and I'm just going to be just down over there. Let's go back up to that. So yeah, we are going to have to watch what we're doing tonight, because I can see that that camera can rotate, but I think it's more interested in the buildings. Well, I'm back. It's about 10 o'clock-ish. Let me have a quick look. Oh, 2 minutes past 10. And you can make that out. Spit it in. Yeah, 2 minutes past 10. And I'm hoping that any local youths that have been using the treehouse have vacated it, and I can get in there. So I'm going to turn this camera off in a minute and switch on an infrared camera, which means I should be able to walk through the woods without a torch. It's a full moon and I reckon I'll be all right. I should be able to see where I'm going. I'm going to have to go in a slightly long way around, because I spotted those security cameras that are covering the courtyard and the old mansion house, and I reckon if they've turned, they're going to see me walking in. So I'm going to go the long way around so I can get there without being seen, because that's the name of the game. No spicy noodles tonight. They'll be back in the next video, but I've had a wonderful homemade curry before I came. Reason being, I don't want to run any stoves at all while I'm in there. I don't want any noise or any light, because I think I'm going to get caught if I do that. So I've got a flask of coffee and some chocky biscuits, and that should see me through till the morning. So all that being said, I think it's time to switch this camera off, get out the van and get over there. So I'll see you a bit nearer to the treehouse. All right, I'm past the cameras and I'm in line with the mansion house, so the treehouse should be just over there. Alarmingly, I didn't realise quite how close I was to a road and a house over there, but anyway, let's see if we can get in and see if we've got the place to ourselves. Whew, that's me in. Can't believe there are people still walking their dogs at this time of night, but anyway, I think I'm going to get my rucksack off and set up. I'll speak to you in a minute. Well, that's me settled in. I'm going to have to whisper a little bit because there's definitely still people walking around out there. It's 10:30 and it's been dark for about 4 hours, and yet there are still people walking their dogs in the pitch black. But anyway, I'm going to have a cup of coffee and some chocolate digestives, and let's find my flask in here somewhere. There we go, put it over there. Right, at this point you don't realise how noisy opening a packet of chocolate digestives is when you're trying to be stealthy. But anyway, I'll put that there. Get some coffee. Again, can't see how much I'm pouring in the cup. It is pitch black in here. Put my finger in. That'll do. Yeah, drinking coffee in the pitch black. Brilliant, eh? Oh, that's a good cup of coffee though. So yeah, I'm going to lie my bedding along there, and what I've bought with me is I've bought an inflatable bed, a small tarp, and my sleeping bag, and that's it. That's all I've got with me. And the reason I bought the inflatable, one, because I thought the foam roll on the side of the rucksack was a bit of a giveaway, but also no idea what that sound is anyway. Yeah, airbed is because I know that there's holes in the slats, and also the temperature's set to drop quite low tonight, so I just wanted a bit more insulation. Also, I think the floor's going to be rock hard, being wooden boards, so that's all I've got. But I'm going to leave it to the last gasp before I blow my air mattress up, because again, I think that's going to be a bit noisy. But for now, it's have a cup of coffee and some biscuits. It's been a while since I've had one of them. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to shut the camera off, and oh yeah, I've also got an infrared lamp over there that's illuminating me a little bit more, just to give a slightly better picture. But anyway, I'm going to turn everything off for now, because I can hear somebody out there, and I'll bring it back on when I'm setting up for Kip. Okay, that's me all set up. It's, what time is it? 12:30, and believe it or not, it's just started to quiet down in the park. At midnight, there was somebody walking past here with a dog in the dark without a torch. So I'm hoping that'll be the last of the visitors. Other than the critters, I've put out a number of trail cameras around to see what comes out. It's a very bright night, but hopefully the full moon won't put them off. I'll show you what my setup is. I've got my air mattress, which is a 3-season one. I can't remember the name of it, but I'll put it in the description. I've got a small tarp underneath, but that's just to keep the dirt off my kit, because the floor is a bit dirty. It's also, the floor is slatted boards and there's a lot of holes in it, and actually I can feel the draft coming up through the holes, so the tarp hopefully will stop that as well. I've got my OEX Leviathan bag, which, you know, is my winter bag, and obviously I'm wearing a down jacket, and I'm not really going to get undressed tonight. I'm just going to take my shoes off, because I'm kind of set up for, well, not a quick getaway, but a quick pack up, let's put it like that. So I'm just going to get into my pit in a minute, and we'll see what comes out overnight. But I'll show you first what my setup is. Spin around. And at that's the door just there, and I'm going to sleep with my head on my Bergen just down there. So I'll see you in the morning, hopefully without any interruptions for the night. So see you in the morning. Well, good morning everybody. It's what time is it? It's early. It's 5:10. I think you can make that out. And I think it's time to get up and get out of here before I get discovered by security guards and dog walkers. That was a strange night, what with all the screeching and noises outside, coupled with the fact that the local church's clock bongs pretty much on the hour every hour. It was not the best night's sleep, but nevertheless I'm gonna get up, get my stuff away quick as I can and get back to the van. So I'll see you at the van. Yep, that's me packed up and I'm out of here. Let's go. Well, that's me back at the van, and all in all, a good camp. Not the best night's sleep I've ever had, what with all the bonging of church clocks and screeching out in the woods, but nevertheless a good camp. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. If you're not already subscribed, please consider clicking the subscribe button, and if you are subscribed, please consider sharing the video. Now, if you're interested in the other videos in the challenge, search YouTube using hashtag Stealth Camping Alliance and hashtag Nature Challenge. I'll put the up here. So, lastly, before I go, a slight confession. Yes, I slightly, let's call it embellished the trail camera footage because, well, the real trail camera footage just picked up a couple of rabbits and that was it. Not very exciting. But nevertheless, I hope you forgive me for that and I'll see you in the next one. Ta-da!